A very entertaining matchup between two seeded players and two of my favorite players, Leylah Fernandez, the 32nd seed, taking on Ons, the 8th seed. And boy, was this match full of fireworks. Now, Leylah came into this match 8-8 on the year. After a 41 win season last year, she took out Potapova, gone wild in the first round. But she hasn't made it past two wins in the last, I don't know, five tournaments. So she's been struggling a bit, but she's ranked 35 in the World Tour. And I said this when she faced Emma Raducanu in New York City a few years ago. I said, Leylah's going to have the better career despite losing that U.S. Open championship. And so far, it seems like it's going that way despite her struggles her last few tournaments. I mean, well, I don't know. Why don't we take a look? Let's go back to Dubai. She beat Bernarda Pera in the first round, but would lose to Jasmine Polini in the second round. San Diego eliminated in the first round by Tatiana Maria. The Indian Wells, that's right, she had the bye in the first round, but she would lose to Diane Perry in the second round, a match that went three sets, and Leylah was in control at one point. Miami, she took out the clay expert Emiliana Arango in straight sets, but she would lose to Pegula in a very hard fought match in the second round. Charleston eliminated by Sloane Stevens, and she takes out Potapova here in the first round, but Ons Jabeur doing what Ons does. And this was a tough match for Leylah Fernandez. If you're not familiar, Ons actually won this tournament a couple years ago, guys. Who did she take out? Big game Jessie P. That's right, Jessica Pegula, and what was a three-set thriller. Ons we saw take out Ann Karolina Smedlova in the first round, whose stamina, Ann Karolina's got to work on that stamina. Leylah dropped the first set in a very, very tight battle, but Ons, how did she do it, guys? Playing very well, winning 74% of her first serves to Leylah 65. 19 winners to literally three times the winners of Leylah Fernandez. She did have more errors, but a two error differential when you're winning 16 times to more aggressive shots, and most of them were forehand. You could live with that, right? If you take a look at the break points, 2 for 4, very efficient on the break point opportunities for Ons. And then Ons would really get to styling and profiling in the second set, ladies and gentlemen.
40-15.
Headband gang, and Ons seems to be back to herself balling, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, she's going to take on Big Mama Asta. That's right, Yelena Ostapenko, the world's ranked number 10. Now, listen, these two ladies have played four times. The last time they played was last year at Stuttgart before Ons got injured when she was set to face Iga, Big Bad Iga, in the semifinal where Ons had that injury. She had to retire. She was emotional, started to cry. Whew. But they also played on grass in Eastburn, where we know Yelena Ostapenko is very good on grass, right? And they did play on the ITF level about 8, 9 years ago where Ostapenko won that. So on clay, the head to head is 1-1. That's going to be a very good matchup because I feel, unlike most players on tour, Ons has a shot making ability to really stretch Yelena Ostapenko. Look, we all know within the first 2 to 3 shots, it's a freaking just bomb. It's a war with Yelena Ostapenko. She's dropping bombs and dishing rockets, whereas Ons can get through that initial assault, get balls back. Then it gets very interesting because Ons is the best shot maker in the world. She's got the range. And Leylah Fernandez, look, one of my fastest players on tour. She'll be back. It's just taking on someone with such range and just accuracy with their shots. This was a very tough match. Leylah Fernandez loses. Ons Jabeur's through. Tennis in a minute. We'll be back.